Thank you to our sponsor, Factor, everybody. Looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny, active days? Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/TVE50 and use code TVE50 to get 50% off, guys. That's code TVE50 at factormeals.com/TVE50 to get 50% off. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys listening to episode 581. I don't know what that means for as far as being in studio, because this is fairly new. We've been doing this for months now, but I have another... actually, I have a guest on that I've actually wanted to talk to because I've watched her fight through the fucking... rigorous, years of coming up and stand up, and she's doing the clips and she's fighting and she's so funny. Person that introduced me to Chaz Palminteri, but she's such a funny comic, and she's moving up in the ranks. Ladies and gentlemen, Tara Cannistraci.
Yes.
And I was so worried the whole day about saying that wrong.
Chaz doesn't say it. I'm hosting that podcast a year now. Can't say it right.
My last name is 5 letters. It's Virzi, and people it's Virzi, but because there's not an E, people are like, is it V? Do my whole life, is it Virzi? Is it? And I'm like, no, they've been fucking it up.
They mess up. I think it's the ethnicity thing. People just mess up last names like that.
Your name must have been chopped up your whole life.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal still. And it's phonetic, but it does make a difference.
Yeah. Now, are you one of these comedians that gets mad when the host fucks it up?
Well, here's my thing. As a host, I wanted to give the comic the integrity of knowing their name or saying their name. So I always try to, but I get that, especially if you're a new comic and you're already nervous about being up there, and now you got to remember Cannistraci.
I know.
I don't care. I don't care. I never wanted to mess up anybody's name. But I don't care.
I was never a diva in this business. The two things that I require now is nice lodging, and I fly. I fly a certain way. When I fly, it's got to be business or first, and I've been doing this a long time, so I want to be relaxed and I want to be comfortable. But I am getting the one thing that's really for the first time bugging me is seeing a selfish host, because there are some hosts that are selfish. What they do is like, yeah, no, I got it. I got you. I got that. And I'm just like, hey, man, all I need you to do is just, mention the special, because I want people to see my stuff, and maybe mention the podcast, because I'm doing the podcast in studio now. And then they just go up there and they're like, this guy, he's got, and I don't know if they
performs all over.
I don't know if they blank or if, and I'm just like, and then they'll come on, and they always like diffuse it. They're like, hey man, sorry, I just and now what am I gonna do now? Like, once you come up, it's like when you mad at somebody, they say sorry.
Right.
It's tough.
Sorry I would accept if you weren't going in confident. If you, if you were like, oh my God, I'm really nervous about this, and then you still mess it up, I'd be like, whatever, don't worry about it. But if you were like, yeah, I got this, and then didn't, then no, you don't got it.
Yeah. Well, are you Sicilian?
Half, only the good half.
You're Sicilian, but you're 100% Italian.
100% Italian. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're people are dead to you.
Yeah.
You have people that are dead to you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'll never work with you again.
No, I've never. It is. That's a thing, man.
I know.
This is not it's not a joke thing. There are, especially the Sicilian thing, but I've seen family members, honestly, because my father's side's Sicilian. I'm not joking. I've seen family members where it's dead to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, what are you? It's a pride. It's a wild.
It's not a stereotype, because it is a stereotype. It's so true, though. It is so true. There is, every time I do something or say something, my mother, who's not Sicilian, that's her Sicilian side. That's her Sicilian side. I can dissolve a relationship.
All right, so
you've never seen before in record timing.
That's such an opposite sentence of what somebody normally says about relationships.
Right.
I could dissolve a relationship
I could
forever.
Be good, yeah. I could be done.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever said, I'm done with this person, it's over, they're dead to me, and then you actually had a reconciliation? Has there been one?
There's never a full reconciliation.
Oh, yeah. So it's
if it's family, there's always that
it's a fake. Right. It's a fake one.
You never really allowed back in. There are certain circumstances of my life where I've had to be around the people I've already deaded.
Okay.
But I'm like, you know what?
So they're mentally deaded.
Yeah, like you're never going to be as close as, there's just a wall that's there at that point.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It really is a thing where I have it too, but my mother's Greek, so I don't know if the Greek waters it down. But I have a thing where if somebody did me wrong, like you want to laugh, there was a comic, I'm not going to mention names here. There was a comic who, me and this comic worked really good together. Like whenever we did anything together, if we were in a sketch together, anything we did in a project, it worked. But they said some shit to me one time that really fucking bothered me. And I was about to reach out to this person for a project. And as I'm about to message him, I'm going, nah, fuck this dude. This dude said something. And even after we kind of got better, and I'm going, I can't dive in with this person because because it's almost like there's some truth to it. Like, I don't know if I can do, like I was talking to a friend who said he did a roast. And he said he did a roast joke on a comic. And he said that comic afterwards never treated him the same, even though it's a roast. Because you want to know why? Because there's some real shit to that.
Yeah, there's truth to it.
And I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that. And if people bring up family even as a joke, like I see some of these roasts and they're like, yeah, well, their mother died. And if they saw their father, I'll be like, dude, I'll fucking.
No, I'll take you out. I'll take you out
dude,
now.
Like, we're not, like I'm not doing this little shit so you fucking want a comedy club to like you. Or you want to get spots at a comedy club. You start talking about my mother.
Right. I'm going to wipe your face on the comedy club floor.
That's why I liked the roasts of the Dean Martin roast, because it was like classic. Friends, and it was like you're busting chops, and it was lighthearted, but it wasn't like, oh, so and so died. Maybe it's like, dude, what the?
You felt that rapport with those guys. You knew that they were. There was love that was in that room.
Yes.
As they started. Whereas now, I don't know. They're having these roast battles where you lines up with a comic you're not maybe even cool with.
Yeah.
And I think that presents a weird.
Yeah, some of them don't know you. Like the only one that I really liked on Comedy Central recently was I guess you could say like the last 8-10 years was the James Franco one, because that was all his friends. It was all of his friends, and you could tell when they were joking, it was just like lighthearted. And some of the jokes were really good, like the joke on Jonah Hill being in Django Unchained. So you had me at spaghetti. Great. Spaghetti, what was it? A spaghetti? What is it? Spaghetti Western. Yeah, it goes to spaghetti Western. They were like, Jonah was like, you had me at spaghetti. Like, it's lighthearted, but it's fun. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. A couple of like deep ones.
I love watching some of the deep ones. Yeah. But like the more insulting it's going to be, the funnier it better be. Like
clever.
It better be real smart. If you're going to be.
If you're going to go in.
You better go in brilliant.
Yeah.
Because
so like me, look, I'm be honest, man. Maybe I'm petty. I harbor feelings, dude.
So do I.
I harbor feelings, dude, and I have no problem being like, it's funny to just be like, yo, I'm fucking sensitive. Right, chain out and shit. Right, I'm like, yo, my feelings can get hurt. That's exactly. My feelings get hurt. Man, that's bullshit. No, but I think all comedians, look, we do this business for a reason. There is some sort of sensitivity and insecurity there, and I think as much as we're clever with the mic, and if somebody comes at us, we can go. Things bother us.
Listen, we're putting ourselves out there to be judged every night, right? So I can take that. If I feel like I didn't deliver right, I'm gonna beat myself up more than anybody in that audience is gonna. Yeah. But there are certain things like I don't recover from. If somebody does something or I get a feeling or I can never, and if somebody does something, not even to me, I can take a lot more. But if somebody does something to somebody I know or somebody I'm close with, forget it. It's done. Yeah. Deal's off.
If somebody is, no, I'm like that too. I kind of hold my crew very, very close. There's very few. But I worked with, do you remember? I'm trying to think of the first time we worked together. Was it a produced show?
It was, no, you were headlining a club in Yonkers.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the first.
Was it the Yonkers Comedy Club in that like that Legoland and that whole?
Yep, right
that's where we met.
I think that's where I first.
Were you
met
hosting?
You.
Helen, that must have been. Wow, I'm trying to think.
I may have been featuring, but I don't know.
I'm trying to think who was on that show, but yeah. So I remember I met you there, and then you reached out because you were doing where was the Frankie on the Moon?
Oh man, that was in New Rochelle. That was in New Rochelle.
That was like in the back of a bar, but
it was a restaurant, like a private downstairs of a restaurant.
And you and Kyle.
No, it was me and Kimberly Hellam, and then we were producing these shows.
Okay.
And that was probably one of my favorite nights watching any comic and comedy was watching you that night.
Oh, I appreciate that. That was a special night. There was you know.
It was my brother-in-law actually in the audience, and he wasn't heckling. He loved Paul so much that he couldn't stop saying how much he loved Paul, I think.
Yeah,
but
no, he was not malicious.
It was taking over it was like, oh my God, you know, and then you just did an impression. He's a big Italian guy from the Bronx, and you did an impression of what it would be like
if he went to space.
If he went to space.
And I did Frankie on the Moon, dude. And I remember I remember that coming to me going like, I hope I can turn this into like a bit.
You ordered like an Italian combo with an astronaut helmet on, like off the cuff.
Dude, I remember you guys. That was so, yeah, because he was yelling. He was one of those hecklers where you can't get mad at. Because like when somebody, like when it's a love heckle, when somebody's like, oh my God, it does interrupt the show, but at the same time, it's love. So I can't be like, hey, dude, stop loving me.
I know. He's like, I love this guy. I love this guy. I'm like, just love him quietly for a second.
Like I would literally be in between jokes. He'd be like, oh, this fucking guy. And I'm going like, I love this guy too. But then what I did was, and I learned, because as a comic, you got to learn to make it about him in a good way. Like I was like, okay, now we need to hone in on this kid and really kind of end it, but in a fun way. And we did. But now since then, I've watched you. And guys, seriously, man. And I really want to say too, the Virzi Effect listeners, like we had Ian Lara here. We had a bunch of people here and they're going like, hey man, I just learned about that person and thank you. I watched their thing. Watch Tara, man, because she's working like. There's a difference between being out there doing it and, you know, trying to get famous and trying to do this and actually like going out there and doing it. And I see the gigs you're doing. I see the big ones. I see the small ones. I see everything in between. And you just had, so we were talking about clips before we started rolling. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. You have this viral clip.
Yeah,
this is with you and your husband.
I had two with him. One where we went golfing. We were on our honeymoon. We were in Sicily. We went golfing. And I didn't want to obviously go golfing, so I just announced everything that like on the course
that you didn't want to do.
Why are you hitting, and why don't you just hit it straight?
Right.
Why are you wasting so many balls? You know, like
just like obvious shit.
Obvious things, and it went
crazy.
It went crazy, and I loved it, and I was like, "Oh, this is so fun!" And other like platforms with comedy posted it, and the love I got from there was great. But then PGA posted it.
Yeah. Oh, they did?
And the comments were like, I hope, you know, somebody should wrap a 9-iron around her forehead. Like, they were like,
yeah, it's like,
it was like, I was like, oh, this is great, I'm funny. And I was like, oh my God, like death threats. Like
it's funny how like it goes from like people that know it's a joke to then people really in that world are like, kill her.
Right, and that's when I realized is the perfect, like you got to have thick skin on social media too, because those are the videos that go crazy. Dude. When you can have people battle with each other, not even you on your posts.
Well, that, you know, so I had like, we're chopping up some of the Netflix special that was released to me, and we're putting out clips. And the one that recently went viral was, and here's the thing, I wasn't trying to copy anything. I was just basically saying that my favorite accent is that Cholo accent.
I love this joke.
The Mexican Cholo accent, because they sound tired and they sound like they just came out of surgery and they always unnecessarily curse. And I just start doing the thing. Anyway, this thing takes a life of its own. It got like 3.2 million on there right now, a little more now. And now there are people going, this guy is so funny, I love it. But then there were like real like but here's the thing: the Cholos laughed; they loved it. But,
yeah, that's 100%.
Then you get people going.
That are offended for them.
I live out in LA because I said the far West Coast because I thought that sometimes people call Texas or the Midwest, so I just said far West Coast, and the people that didn't like the joke were like, "What's far West?" Like they were trying to find little things instead of the joke, which was actually killing. But then they started arguing. No, I'm actually Mexican, and this shit's hilarious. Right. You're being a hater. But here's what I learned. I learned it. We've talked about it before. Post and ghost. That's it. There were 3.2 million and it went crazy. And I just saw the ones that sometimes you have to see the top one. And I would just see, and I knew that there was an argument going on. It really doesn't matter. The first time I heard that was when I did my first Comedy Central special that came out in 2018. I'll say this. And I was at the Comedy Cellar and Louis C.K. was there. And I was telling him, man, I'm looking at because there's a learning thing that happens. When you get your first special, there's a learning thing. And I remember Bill Burr was the first person to tell me that. He said, you're going to go through a growth spurt now, but it's going to take a little bit of an adjustment because now a lot more people are going to know who you are. And there was like, there's like this panic you get because you're like, oh, now I'm out there. And now I'm going to be judged on my first big project of stand-up that's out there for the world. And there was a little adjustment, but it was 95% good, but when the bad would come in, it would bother me. And Louis goes, what are you, fucking nuts? He goes, it's none of your business. And now I almost embrace the hate. If somebody doesn't like something, I almost embrace it because that means good. Because listen, if everybody likes your shit,
right?
If everybody likes your shit, you're doing something wrong for sure. Because if everyone's like, oh, because then it's like safe, then you're not really saying anything. Then you're not making somebody with a different opinion feel something. Because that's kind of what we want to do.
100%.
So, but when you get, that's one thing I learned about the viral thing is when you get both sides arguing, but because all that's going to do is make it go up because somebody's going to share it and somebody's going to do it. And then they want to say things like, oh, I've heard of a Mexican accent before. And I go, I just said it's my favorite. Right. I just said it's my favorite. I was being silly and goofy, but somebody's got to find something. But I saw the one that you and your husband did.
Where we read the comments?
No, I'm doing the dishes.
Oh, that one, forget it. That one went insane.
Yeah, how many millions?
20 something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Between Facebook, between all the platforms, I think it was like 25 million.
25 million.
But that was because people were passionate about it. Like it wasn't to offend anybody. My husband said, I'm going to take out the garbage. Like he announced, I go, you're going to announce the one fucking thing you're doing in this house today? I'm going to announce everything I do today. And that's what I did. So they started announcing. Just announced, we in good fun. Like people like, he's out working while you're. I'm like, he's filming me, you idiot. Like you're commenting on my page where I have my tour schedule. I'm definitely working too. Like
that's so funny when you go. What did you say? You go, I'm doing the dishes.
Right.
Like she just started. Well, you guys got to watch this clip because it's like 20 million, and you guys are just announcing things. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It wasn't even well done. It was like a quick video that I literally taped together, and that was it, and put it up. And then I knew that something was crazy because by the time it was up for like 5 minutes, you look, because I shut the app, I go, who cares what it does? You put it out there, because I know I'm gonna get the criticism. I'm not as thick-skinned as you yet in this. Like I still get and then once I saw like 10,000 in like 15 minutes, I was like, well, this is it.
There comes a point in your career. And any young comic listening to this, I know we have some young comics listening to this, but there comes a point in your career where you truly are okay with it. And it took me a while. I lied to myself for about a year or two when I was like, I don't care. And then I'd lay up and I cared, and then I'm going, but now it took me where it's just like, no, more's coming. So if you don't like me, you're really not going to like me because more is coming, and I'm going to post and I'm going to ghost and I'm going to be with my family and enjoy. I'm going to put out the stuff that I do and I'm going to go live my life. And when you get to that, because somebody like, look, somebody's going, oh, he's out working, fuck you. And it's like, are you understanding that this is a fucking comedy video?
It's a joke.
It's almost like Vic DiBitetto was one of the first people to go, before the internet boom, viral, he was like, so he did the bread and milk. Which is so 16 seconds. It's a 16-second clip of him going, I got to get the bread and milk. I got to get in a panic because a storm is coming. And how people flood the grocery stores. And he's making fun of it. He's mocking it. He gets in his car. He's looking around scared. 16 seconds. The guy, and he started selling theaters because of that. Meanwhile,
literally,
guys doing comedy 30 years before that.
Well, here's the great thing about that, though. When people come to see him, he had an act. Now they're coming back to see him.
That's right.
You get a 16-second video, and you're a new comic, and you're selling tickets.
Oh, that's going to be trouble after 15 minutes.
They're not coming back to see. They're not coming. You got to really be ready for that. So I pushed away from social media. Not pushed away, but I didn't understand it. I'm not tech savvy, and I was like, whatever. I'm gonna get up every night and get better, and I'm just gonna work on getting better. But that's not enough either, and that's the reality of the situation. Nobody cares that I have an hour if I'm not selling tickets, and the way to sell tickets is social media.
All right, everybody, it is Factor. Now that we're in the thick of the summer, you might be looking for wholesome meals, convenient meals to support sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast and flavorful, nutritious, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. I love them. We just got them at the house, and my wife absolutely loves them. They're ready to go. Okay, you'll save time, eat well, stay on track, reaching your goals. Too busy with summer plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store, the chopping, the prepping, cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you'll need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So you could be a lazy bastard and you're getting this, and you're getting a great meal, okay? And that's right up my alley. 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside, soak up the warm weather. Ready to feel your best while making the most out of your summer adventures? Stick to your wellness goals with premium, ready-to-eat meals featuring high-quality ingredients such as broccolini, leeks, and asparagus. Treat yourself to 34-plus weekly restaurant-quality options like bruschetta shrimp risotto, green goddess chicken, and grilled steakhouse filet mignon, ready in just 2 minutes. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy level up with lunch to go, effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. No microwave required. Looking for calorie-conscious options this summer? Try delicious, dietitian-approved, calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. Need an extra boost to support your wellness goals this summer? Try Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein and more per serving. We offer delicious, flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit various variety of lifestyles, from keto to calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and protein plus. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, each meal has all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long while meeting your goals. And if you're looking to mix it up, you can add protein to select vegan and veggie meals each week. Guys, with Factor, my family, we have 2 kids, me and my wife. It's so easy. You just heat it up. They're ready-made meals. I like the pepper lemon chicken myself. My wife loves the smoothies, but there's also a sausage dish. There's a pasta dish. It's amazing. We love it. And here's the best thing. If you're on the go, especially in the summer with kids running around with camps and all that stuff, you can just heat it up, and it's absolutely restaurant quality delicious, which has been really easy for us. So I highly recommend this. Head to factormeals.com/TVE50 and use code TVE50 to get 50% off, guys. Giving you half off of this order. It's a great deal. That's code TVE50 at factormeals.com/TVE50 to get 50% off. You'll love it. We love it. Go enjoy. I was talking to Jiggy about that. Jiggy's sitting in for Mike today. Great comic, opens for the Practical Jokers. What can they get you at, man? Jiggy Comedy, man. It's great. He's great. But he's sitting in, and we were talking before you got here, and we were just talking about how, like, my main focus was just stand-up. And the one thing that I didn't really, and now it's like, no, but now I kind of like it, because now that there's like a body of work and there's like a library of my shit, and I'm like, let's put it out there and let people enjoy it, because if the majority of people are looking at their, I think TV's dead. Like, TV to me is like, other than live sports, I think, I'm not like, I don't, because anything you could get now on a streamer, anything you could get on your phone. So I think everybody's in their phone. I know, Mike, listen, I got 2 kids, and it's like, it's like a problem, dude. Yeah. My son is like, and here's the thing, he's an honor roll student. He's great. So he's a great athlete. Right, he doesn't, but he's in the phone, but he sees everything. Like, everything, if me and my wife are talking about something, and I'll go, he'll go, oh, I saw that. And I'm going, oh, shit. So everybody's right here. Everybody is right here. So I kind of like it now, because now we're kind of on TV when we want to be, if that makes sense. This is the first time in like the history of show business where you kind of can be out there
on your own.
Yeah, like, I'm serious. I want to make, I'm not even joking when I say this. I haven't said this publicly, and I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about it, but I want to make a movie literally on my own. I want to get a crew. I want to put whatever money I can put together, and I want to make a movie literally myself and put it on YouTube or do something and just make a movie with great actors, great comedians, great whoever, and just do, what's stopping that?
People are creating their own opportunities all day, right from, I thought I had my phone here, I was going to pick it up, but like, that's it. Like, this is so cool. It's in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, I'm like embracing it now instead of being like, what's this? I'm embracing it now. It's like, no, man, I could do anything.
There are some things that I'll say are cringe, even for me. Like, I did one video that I almost took down. In fact, I spoke to Vic about his milk and bread video, and he said he was going to take it down. He said, this is so stupid, and he went to take it down, and it was going crazy. Yeah. I did a stupid video that I go, this is stupid, I'm going to take it down, and then I'm like, it has 100,000 views. I can't take it down. Like, yeah. So, and there are things I'm like, I want it to be a direct reflection of me. I want to show everybody I'm a great stand-up comic, but I was also talking to Joey Diaz, and he was like, "You can post only so much stand. We're all funny. So you post a stand-up comedy video. So what? We're all everybody can post a stand-up comedy video. Everybody's funny.
Right.
You know that already. What else? Why am I getting out of my seat?"
Right.
He called me. He goes, "What? I want to know what you're doing to get people to leave their houses, to get a babysitter, pay a babysitter probably, buy tickets, and leave the comfort of their own home to come see you. Why are they doing that?" And I was like, "It's a great question."
Yeah.
I got to ask myself that every time I put up a video. Like, why are you coming to see me? What have I, because that's where people are seeing you.
Yeah. No, and it is funny that there's no rhyme or reason of what's going to go viral. There have been clips where I'm like, oh, wait till they see this shit.
Nowhere. I know.
And you're like, all right, 25,000. And then you do one where you're like, I hope this one goes all right. And it blows. There's no, and I think that's the game. You just got to keep putting stuff out. But simple. And this is one thing that I don't want to sound rude to people listening to this, but I really realized that like a lot of these people are fucking stupid. We're dealing with some of the dumbest fucking people, and I mean, listen, I don't mean everybody.
I don't want to offend anybody. You're all fucking stupid. We're dealing with stupid people.
There's a lot of people that want the simple, right? And like simple comedy gets to a lot of people, and so sometimes I'm almost like, should I really just post that? Because that just seems like a simple, but then I'm like, no, give everything. Like if it's a good, clever thing, great. But if it's something that's simple, like that bread and milk, he was probably second guessing it.
Completely,
and it changed his life.
But he was, if he was sitting in the seat, he'll tell you right now, I was going to take it down. It was stupid.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, you're also a lot like me. You really honed your craft, and you take everything into like, you're sensitive about you're passionate about it. So you will second guess, I can't put this out there. This isn't a reflection of this 20-year career that
yes, that's right.
That's how I go, I don't want people to think I'm one of these
internet
over accent. Like I sound like this. I can't fake it, right? But there are people over accentuating their accents on social media and trying to be this persona. I don't want to get caught up in that.
No.
Like, I don't want to be confused. I want people to come see me. And then I guess the perfect marriage of it is you sell a few tickets, which is where I'm at, where I can fill a room pretty nice, and then people can at least see my act. And then I know I'm giving them something that's quality, even if I don't like the reason why they came to see me from a video where I said,
right, because you're
words and phrases I heard growing up in my New York Italian neighborhood. Who cares? But that's what got them to come see me. Right.
And that's all, it's the same way. As long as you're putting out the authentic you, even if that's a little slower of a road than you dressing up in some outfit. Some of these people put on fucking outfits and do man on the street and put on fucking, and I'm like, look, I'm not knocking it, but that's just not me. You're never going to see me. I can tell you guys this shit right now. You're never going to see me doing man on the street with a wig on. I'm not knocking it, but you're just not going to see it.
Right.
And if you do, call me up and be like, Paul, are you okay?
What happened?
Yeah, because something's fucking wrong.
Things can't be this hard, this bad for you. We can all chip in a little bit.
Virzi has a breakdown. Something's going on, dude. He was in Times Square in a thong. You're like, yeah, dude, he's panicking. So let's talk about this, because you co-host the podcast with Chaz and Catherine Narducci. Catherine was the wife in A Bronx Tale, correct?
She was, she played De Niro's
She's also in The Irishman?
She was in The Irishman as Pesci's wife, and then she was in Sopranos as Charmaine Bucco, who was the restaurant owner's wife.
Oh, okay, yeah. Artie Bucco's wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. So Tara co-hosts, or there's 3 hosts with Chaz Palminteri and Catherine. And what is that podcast exactly about? Because I see clips.
We do Neighborhood Logic. So basically, it's like we're all originally, borough people, right?
You're all the Bronx.
Chaz and I, the Bronx. She lives in the Bronx now, but she was from Harlem.
Okay.
So it's just people. It's our opinions on things. Very typical things. Some people writing questions where we give our perspective, which are 3 of us usually have 3 different perspectives on things, just naturally and organically. Again, we're all friends, so it's in good fun, but we agree to disagree, have to agree to disagree on a lot of that show.
You do?
Yeah. We rarely see eye to eye. Maybe 2 against 1 sometimes.
Ever heated or no?
No. I mean, all in good fun. But
right. Okay.
Yeah, but it's definitely like, no. Like, we try and prove our point.
And how did you meet Chaz?
So, great story. I got an email saying that he was going to come see me perform.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, from somebody affiliated with him. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, can we have your schedule? I didn't have a real schedule at that point. I'm like, anywhere I could be. Like,
You're just calling up clubs, dude.
I have a
book
club,
me tonight.
whatever headliner, whatever headliner is going to give me a spot will be. That was like my,
Sure.
And at the time, I was talking to a veteran comic, and he was like, you just giving me your dates, give him my dates,
Okay, yeah.
So I did, and he came to see me in the same club that I met you at.
Okay.
It was Good Friday 6 years ago. He came in to see me. He, heard I was an Italian from the Bronx, and that I, had done a few shows, and he had heard I was, funny. And
that's got to be That's got, especially as a younger comic, because now I want everybody in the room when I'm up. But when you're a young comic, dude, and somebody's like, plus you're from the Bronx. Chaz did a Bronx tale, and now you see him. So not only. Do you see him in the crowd, obviously, because it's a small room. You know where he's sitting. I know but you know he's coming.
Yeah, I know, and I know he's there for me. And I'm like,
oh, dude.
And I'm like, oh my God, So I performed. He waited for me after, asked to speak to me. Said like, you have great stage presence, and what are you looking, what are you looking to do, and blah blah blah. And like a few weeks later, we decided to produce a show together. Where he had a charity, and we produced a comedy show together, and then about a year and a half later we did another one, and then it kind of just organically grew from there. He would invite me places.
Oh, then he saw you at Gotham, and he said you murdered.
Yeah, and he said from when he saw me to when we produced our first show to the year and a half later when I did that show, he was like, holy shit, like, what did you do?
Right.
And I'm like,
you worked.
You have to do. I worked.
Yeah,
I got
worked
up every night in several places, bars,
Yeah. So another thing we have in common now, you're new to this, but you're married. Yeah. You're recently married. Is that okay to talk? Because some people are like, yo, man, don't fuck it. It's like,
no.
All right.
It's all over social media.
Yeah.
Right,
so you guys you've been married now for
a year. We were supposed to be married in 2020, but
with everything that happened.
Everything that happened, we got
So you're doing this career for a long time, and then
I met him.
Was he at a show? Was it at a show?
No, I met him in a restaurant. I met him old school style, like just not on an app or anything like that.
And didn't know that you did comedy.
No, didn't know that I did comedy. Said he was going to come to a show and heckle me, and I was like, oh God,
I
hate those lines. Like we hear that all the time. I'm like, oh really?
You better be fun.
Yeah,
I love when someone's like, yo, I bought tickets to your show. You better be funny. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude.
Stop. I was like, oh God, I cringed when he said it to me. I was like, oh, I'm never going to do it.
You're like, this might not work.
Yeah, no. I was like, and I had been single for a while because I was really every night in comedy. Yeah. I wasn't going to go on a date with a guy I would maybe not even like and not like get up on stage that night. So I had like been single for like a couple years before I had met him. And I was like, you know what? Let me go on a practice date.
What's that?
Like where I knew I was in my head. I was like, I'm not gonna like this guy, but I'll go out with him to practice what it's like dating again.
So he was like your tune-up fight.
He was my and
it worked out.
And it 6 years later. But yeah.
He's really funny. I saw him.
Cut that part out. Is it tricky? Can we? All right, thanks.
He said something funny at the stand. I saw somebody at the stand, and I said this, and I didn't even think of it. I go, all right, because I was leaving. So I said to the person, like, all right, man, if I don't see you, I'll see you. And he just goes, if I don't see you, I'll see you. He goes, what is that even? I never even heard that. And it was so funny the way he said it. Now, he's Italian.
He's Italian, yeah.
So did you grow up in that house where it's like, you got to date an Italian?
No, and I didn't. I have a joke, really, that was one of the first jokes you ever talked to me about that I did on stage about how I don't date Italians. Like I had.
Oh, you wanted to stay away from it.
I was just like, whatever. I grew up
with
Italian.
These kids, yeah.
Like I had only a certain type of like New York Italian that I had dated, and I was like, yeah, it's not going to be.
Okay, yeah.
For me, and then I'm in good fun. I joke about it in good fun. Obviously, I dated a bunch of Italians and I'm married to one. But that was not.
So you were just figuring, like, dude, I've done this Italian thing. It's a little, I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah, but your parents wouldn't be. Would they be devastated if it was like,
No, I don't. I think I got married at 42. They were like, anyone that wants to walk her, just stand right there at the church. Like.
But if you came home with just a pale Irish dude with freckles, they'd be good.
I mean, my my mother would just try and make him Italian. She'd be like,
your mother would be like, we'll figure, you know what, we'll work it. I was just going to say, we'll give him enough Italian food. We'll turn this thing around.
Airbrush tanning, this kid will be all right.
That's hilarious.
So,
airbrush
take
tanning.
him with my dad. My dad will take him hunting. You know, like that kind of mentality they had. That was like.
And they like your husband.
I mean, he's a very likable.
I met him, and he's like, and he's supportive of what you do.
Which was the biggest thing. Like, when I first met him, I was like, listen, you're not going to like my lifestyle. Like, I will not go out for dinner with friends to, like, do the back of a bar, you know, and perform comedy. Like, this is my life. Like, there's nothing glorious about it. I didn't even meet him during a glorious state, like, of comedy. I was like, but this is the goal. Like, this is the only goal I have. Like, I don't need to get married. I don't need to have kids. Like, you are secondary in this until I can get to where I need to be.
That's why you're successful, and that's why your relationship will be successful, because I told my wife at that diner, what's that diner near the old Carolines? You know that diner? Is it the TikTok diner? There's a diner down there, and we were in our 20s. And I said, look, I'm doing this. And I said, you're a beautiful girl. I said, you could be with a doctor, a lawyer. I said, I get up at night. I'm doing contests. I'm doing the urban circuit. I'm doing anywhere I could get up. And I said, so you need to talk to whoever the fuck it is you need to talk to, because I'm doing this shit whether I'm broke in my 30s or 40s or I'm rich in my 30s or 40s. I'm doing this shit. And that conversation to this day, I said it before, I said it again, that conversation to this day has helped me, because when you're honest like that and you could look at the person, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be standing in the back of a pizzeria tonight telling jokes on a Coca-Cola crate. And it's like, so, but we're going to work up. I remember one time, this pains me so much. My wife came with me. I did this gig in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Do you know that gig? It was called Stitches. Did you ever do that, Jake? No, all right, so Stitches is in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is Amish country, right? And I go there, and it's like the room is actually a nice packed room attached to an Italian restaurant, and it was a comedy club. But like the lodging was like in this like motel. It had the box TVs, and I take my wife to this thing, and she sees me kill. But then we go into this hotel room, and I'm going, dude, what am I doing? My wife is gonna be like, so now I want to take her to like take her to the fucking 5-star, But you cannot do this job. I don't think any job. Forget comedy. I don't think you can do any job that the beginning is a tough road with a partner that just doesn't understand or is not down, because they need to know, man. Like, because I bet you, and this is a sad thing to say, but there's probably comedians that when they met their partner was like, oh, I'm dating a comedian. And then they see the reality and they're like, oh, fuck, man, this might not, like I hear comedy, like I'm thinking sitcom in a year. No. And it's like, there's a lot of the shit that goes into it. And they have to probably go back and go, oh my God.
I mean, I have 2-hour drives to Pennsylvania for, they would be like for bottom of hotels, like, whatever, like conference rooms that you would do, like just terrible gigs. That you're like, this is my night and he drives and he comes but it's like with your wife, you guys built a family off of this being your lifestyle. Like comedy, everybody, listen, you can have a job. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your lifestyle. People can go to 9 to 5s. That doesn't mean it's their lifestyle.
Right.
Comedy is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
From being on the road to doing other things besides stand-up, it becomes a whole, like, the culture of your home. Yeah,
and until you get to a certain point, like the first, especially like the first, hate to say the first, but like 15 years of that shit and like 20 years of that shit. And then hopefully you could get successful enough to, but there were gigs I did where I was thinking about my kids and I'm going like, dude, I got kids at home and I'm here. And then, but it was just part of it. Like I would just make a joke. I would like, to make me feel better, I would just tell the crowd, I'm not telling my kids I'm here. Like I would just say something to kind of, and then you just go back and you kind of deal with it. But I think there's a misconception that a family hurts. There's a misconception that a relationship hurts, and it doesn't. I did it young. I did it before everybody.
Yeah, how old were you when you met?
I was talking to Giannis about this, and he's like, dude, you helped me. Like Giannis, Bill Burr, there's a few guys that I'm really close with that are like, dude, I saw you with a family and you made it look fun and you made it look balanced and you made it work. And I was like, yeah, but that's also because of the strength of my wife. Dude, my wife, like women in this or in your case, your husband, That's the anchor, man. Because if you
yeah.
imagine going home and your husband's going, dude, how much longer is this shit? I can't.
Right.
We need to. I want to move on. And you're now you got the pressures of the world of comedy. And now you're coming home. So it's like my wife would be like, she would just be like, all right, but she also she saw that I was funny, but she knew that there was work to do, and she would push me. The one thing she always said though, she's like, you got to get better at the social media thing, because that wasn't my focus, like you. And I was telling Jig before this, I was like, but during the pandemic, I was like, oh, now I'm going to hit the gas with this thing, because that's the world, that's the world that we live in. But the idea that a family is going to hold you back, I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have a family, because I was 23, we started dating around 23, and we got real serious when I was 24. Okay, so but if I didn't do that, I would have been out doing shots after shows, and then you chase women after shows, and then all of a sudden you're hungover all day and you're living that life. You're barely, you got a studio apartment, and you're going like, what's the end game? So, but listen, I had to learn it. Like she domesticated me. I was like a rescue dog. I was like a rescue dog that was like, but I was a respectful one. I didn't bite, but I was like out chilling on the street. They're like, dude, get this guy into a house. So she kind of, having a strong woman, man, really helped me. But it was scary to be a feature and to make $400 or $500 and have a baby boy on the way, and I'm going like, what, So it was just like going out, and living the thing. But look, I know a lot of people heard us talk about comedy on this thing. Let's talk about like your projects that you have other things that you're working on.
I do have another album coming out.
Nice.
I did a compilation album about 2 years ago, and then I did a solo album called I'm Talking Here.
Nice.
That's coming out September.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
And did you shot that in New York?
I shot that in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I shot it at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club.
Oh, you know what? I think they just asked me to go. All these times I haven't been there. I heard it's good though.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good room for comedy. It's got that. You've done Comedy Connection in Rhode Island, where like the state. I feel like those rooms where like they have the
stage kind of comes out.
The stage, yeah, I like those rooms.
Yeah.
It was a good place. I had done a compilation album there, and then I said, all right, I'm going to do a solo, and I knew I sold there. I knew it was a place I'd sell, so I was like, I want people who I know are going to buy tickets.
Now, are you and your husband going away on vacation during this summer?
Yeah, we are. We're going to France.
Nice. Oh, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I performed in London, which was incredible.
Yeah.
And then we took the bullet train to France, which is 2.5 hours. Which everybody, dude, if you go to London, you got to go to. It's a 2.5 hour train ride to Paris,
and
it's
a nice train ride.
I was gonna say, like, for not a lot of money, you could get like the first class cart, and you just eat the whole time, and it's great.
You see what's important to Paul.
Yeah. No, listen, man.
For 2 hours, and you're in Paris.
Listen, I will say this: I am not a prima donna or a diva, but when it comes to lodging and travel, I can't.
Get it. That's also with age too. Like a lot, like we've been, like now I'm like, come on, I've arrived enough to not travel
to do
or
that.
do this. Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm not. Yeah. Like I would never stay in like. And no offense, I'm not. Again, I stayed in those comedy condos. I've stayed in places where they're like, dude, you wouldn't stay. I wouldn't murder somebody in this fucking room. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll walk into a room and go, nah, I'm going across. I'm going to find something. But. I was talking to Jiggy about this before. Everything I ate in Paris. Have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been before?
I've been to Paris. Yeah, I'm not going. I'm going to the south of France this time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like.
Look, did you see her just shoo? She's like, listen, Paul, I did that shit. All right, listen, I ate in Paris. We're going we're going to a different part of Paris.
No,
you fucking first timer.
No, I wasn't saying that.
But
I've only been there once.
Everything in France that I ate, everything that I drank, everything that I tried was just on a level that. Well, plus I was also coming from London, which was the shittiest food. Dude, except Indian food.
Yeah.
Do you like Indian or no?
No.
You won't eat Indian. Have you ever eaten Indian?
Yeah, just it's not on my.
You won't do it.
No.
Okay. So I got into me and my wife and my family actually got into Indian about 2 years ago, but it was the right dish and it was the right spice. Because you can go into something like that and it's just, and all of a sudden it ruins.
Yeah, any new.
But for you, because you're an Italian girl from the Bronx, for you it's got to be like you got to be.
Yeah, I'm not. I like try different things here and there, and when I travel to Europe, but I'm pretty basic in my eating.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say like what something that you have not tried ever. Is there anything is there any cuisine you have not tried or you won't eat? Is there anything you refuse to eat?
I don't like a lot of. I'm sensitive to smell, so if it's not like something that I'm really used to smelling or like the smell of, I can't eat it.
So you're like, there's no marinara, I'm done?
Yeah. No.
Like,
no, but I don't know. I eat fish, which a lot of people don't,
My wife doesn't eat seafood.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard. I got her to I broke the mold a little bit. She'll fuck with a crab cake. Lobster bisque soup she'll try. There's a few things. I got her shrimp tempura rolls. Do you eat sushi or no?
Yeah.
You eat sushi?
Yeah, I eat
okay,
sushi.
good. Sushi's
I could do sushi.
You could, sushi's, yeah. But no, you don't fuck with Indian.
No.
The Indian in London or England is... because there's so many that live there.
Yes, it's so
and so they told me, they go, Paul, listen, do you like Indian food? And I said, luckily the last 2 years I love it. They said go. So we went to a gourmet one and it was out of this world. The other food in England, they have a king and a queen. And they have a king and a queen, and the food fucking stinks.
Well, people told me that. They were like, the food's not going to be good in England. Unless I'm like, it's a city, it's going to be fine. But when I went there, I was like,
no, it's really
underwhelmed by food. Plus, you're in Europe, and
But
or not
why
anymore
so
anymore,
long?
but
London, help me. England, why? It's been so long. It's one of the biggest, most known cities in the world. London, you go there and you have to get Indian food to eat good food. That's bizarre to me.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like any of the food. Like, we actually ate in the hotel twice while we were there. But people have said you haven't done London right. You have to go on this.
Dude, the burger sucked.
Yeah, no.
How do you fuck that up? Like, I had a burger. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm in a nice hotel. I'm gonna get a burger. And they were like, oh, the burger's nice. Dude, the burger stunk.
I went to high-end restaurants, food trucks. Like, I tried it all. I'm like, give me something.
And then I got to Paris and my socks got blown off. I was just like, and that's the other thing. Go to Paris right after London, because then it's like takes it to another level. It takes it to another level. But I don't understand. There's definitely cuisines I want to try though that I actually, it's an underrated cuisine, and a lot of people don't talk about it. German, like the schnitzel, where it's just like the flat breaded cutlet, and then you could get like either like a sausage or a brat on the side with a beer. I got to tell you something. I'll take that over the food in England.
In Greenpoint, I went to a Polish restaurant and I loved it.
Yeah. And I'm also half Greek. You can't sleep on Greek food, dude.
No, Greek. I love Greek food.
Greek.
Yeah.
Authentic Greek is a whole other.
I went to a great place right by the airport. I had came home from a show and I said, let's just stay here in Bayside, whatever. And we went to a Greek place and it was so good.
Well, if Giannis Pappas was here, shout out to Giannis, he would be freaking out. He freaks out. He'd be like, how the fuck can you not? He puts it like, but Greek
food is up there for me.
As we all know, and anybody who disputes this,
Italian food.
It's the undisputed Michael Jordan. It's not even.
Yeah,
you can't.
Well, we're known for it. Like, I'm not right.
It's the best. It's the best. I would, we've ranked it before. I put Italian 1, and then I go Japanese 2.
I like Japanese food.
I like
I am. I like.
But
Japanese food.
Chinese food is an absolute. I got into. I don't want to get too much into it because we talked about it on Taste Buds with Sal and DeRosa. Oh, yeah. But Chinese food is one of the biggest scams in the world. They're gonna load you up with vegetables and rice. It's gonna feel heavy. There's not enough meat.
I like fusion.
Fusion is good, but like you're not fooling me with carrots and fucking chopped up celery with rice and then and MSG, and then you're throwing a little protein on there, and I think I got a heavy thing. And fuck your egg roll with the grease. My wife loves an egg roll, but
Very
fuck that.
Passionate about this guy.
No, because Chinese food has really scammed me over the years. I got a vendetta, dude.
Are you not?
No. I got it. You know what?
This is it. He is not forgiving Chinese food. You are done for him, Chinese food.
And how about this? How many times you eat Chinese food? You're hungry real quick. Hungry real quick.
Because you get full fast off of all that sodium and stuff they put in it.
And you get excited when the delivery guy gives you the package. You feel the heaviness. You're like, oh, this is going to be the shit. Rice, vegetables, dude. If you know what I'm going to do one time? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually get the Chinese food, and I'm going to order, and I'm going to take all the meat out and pile it, and then I'm going to put the rice and the vegetables next to it and take a picture.
Don't air this video till he does that clip. You're going to go do that clip. You want to talk about going viral? Do that clip right there. Do that clip right there. Go viral.
See, Italians, the heaviness is the pasta, the heaviness is the cheese, the heaviness is the meatballs. It's just like when you get Italian food or even the bread, but all the things that are heavy are delicious.
Right.
I can't fuck with that many carrots.
Yeah, no.
Right? Can you?
No, I mean,
listen, I had a good carrot recently. You ever have a good carrot?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Dude, do you ever have a good fucking?
No, I've had good carrots.
Have you ever had a carrot that fucked you up?
No,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've never had a carrot that I was like this. motherfucking carrot right here is a game changer.
I had a recent carrot that fucked me up. Like this carrot, it was like seasoned. They pressed it. I mean, listen, they had to dress it up. Let's be honest. It was lipstick on a pig, but
Did
dude,
it have like a rancher or something?
No, they didn't have
dressing.
No,
it was tzatziki. Give me something more than the carrot.
It was almost like caramelized. It was almost like caramelized. All I know is I was like, wow, you could do that with a carrot. Look, a good cook can really change the game. I know this is going to sound funny to people, and I know this is going to get really Italian now, but now we're going to talk some food because you got full Italian, half Greek here, and now you got me talking cuisine, and the Chinese food got me mad.
Right, I see that.
But a good chef, like when you have, I just had the food freak here. Okay. You know, Steve, oh my God, Jesus. What was his last name? Caruso, yeah. I just had Steve on here. And he was the last episode. And he was somebody that, he was not a cook, he was not a chef, and he decided to start a YouTube channel, which was cooking basically for anybody to learn how to cook. And now he's gone to a level, he's got over 1 million subscribers. Oh, what he makes is incredible. He does the Sunday supper at the stand, and it's all of our parents' and grandparents' recipes that he does it. And when somebody cooks, properly, and I got to get his name right because if I fucked his name up, we're gonna have to put his. He was my last guest. Can you just go to my last? Steven, I'm so sorry, dude. The last name is because it's Italian, but he goes. I always know him by the Food Freak, and the last name screws me up. But he was my last episode on YouTube. But anyway, when somebody like that when you can taste something that. You eat it, you bite it, and it puts you to a mood. It changes your mood. It changes your mindset.
It's art.
What's that?
Art. He's a creator.
Yeah. You guys got it?
I don't know how to say it.
Crossato. I said Caruso. Crossato. Yes. He's a food. So you could check it out. His show on YouTube, we plugged it last week, was Not Another Cooking Show on YouTube, and it's over 1 million. Cool. It's over 1 million subscribers. But when you watch what he does, and when you see what some of these chefs can do, there's a new French restaurant by us, and they were like, they do things you never thought. They had a little piece of toast, right? Mm-hmm. And on it, they had 3 curled up Spanish anchovies. And in the middle of the Spanish anchovy was a little piece of butter. Oh. So it was like 3 rolled up things on a piece of toast with this little butter. And I didn't know what I was biting. And I bit it, and it fucked me up. Yeah. Like, it changed everything. Right. I was just like, there's like people that know how to find that. And we grew up with it. Like rest her soul, my Sicilian grandmother's meatball to this day. No, to this day, I can't, it hasn't been duplicated.
And we do everything with food. We mourn with food. We celebrate with food. So it's like, and Italian food is very important.
And Italian food's better the next day. A lot of it's better the next day if you let it wait. If you let it sit and wait, and then you heat it up the right way. Like, not a lot. You can't say that about a lot of other places.
No, I know.
You know.
That's where we got to go. When I went to Sicily, and I was like, I could eat here every single day of my life. It was insane. It was insane.
It was insane.
It was better than any other part of Italy I'd ever visited.
It's one of the only places in Italy I haven't. We sailed through it once. I was on a cruise, and we sailed between the boot and the island, and we never went there. But I'm hearing Greece. And Sicily are 2 places that is an absolute must, and we were going to go. I wanted to take the family to there, but the Ukraine and Russia thing had just happened, and it was like, I'm talking week 1, and they're like, "Is this World War III?" And I'm like, "I don't think I'm going to book a flight." Yeah, no. With my, and then I see people like taking selfies in the Coliseum, and I'm like, "Fuck, maybe I should have." But those are 2 places that I really want to go. But Sicily, somebody said to me, who was it? They said they ate they showed me the restaurant, and they said they ate pasta in Sicily, and said it was something that.
Yeah, it was just something about it. It was just like we couldn't have a bad meal. It didn't make a difference if you were, off the street or on the water, in a little village, up on a hill in a mountain. Every meal was great. We were like, there's not one thing that we were like, this isn't a great meal. Like, great meal. We went to different places on the road. The gas stations I got a mozzarella and prosciutto at at a gas station.
That's how good
in Shaka,
yeah.
and I was like, with a little espresso, and I was like, this is better than most New York delis.
Yeah. Go to a fucking Exxon off of the Sawmill Parkway.
Right. and try not to die from the...
You get a hot dog from a 7-Eleven, you get a Parasite.
For 7 years.
You got a prosciutto and mozzarella in a gas station?
All the gas stations had incredible food and like coffee. Like you were getting like an espresso.
Oh my God, dude.
It was...
See, and the thing with me is I can't say no to prosciutto or cheese.
Right.
So if I go in to get gas, I'm just getting sandwiches.
Yeah. No, it was
amazing.
Sandwiches. I forget, they don't just call them gassy, they call them something else and when you're in Italy. But the gas station food in Italy is better than 90% of restaurants across America.
That's insane. Think about that. That's how
incredible.
Good Italian food is. A gas station.
No, I'm telling you, it was the best sandwich. One of the best sandwiches I ever had in my life. I got in a gas station in Shaka, Sicily. I'll never forget. On the way to Shaka.
And you had no idea, right? Like you just went in to get gas, or somebody said, "Go get us."
Everybody's like, when you're at the gas stations, even the gas stations have good food, and I go like a little prissy. Not that but I'm like, organic and this, and I do get a little.
Oh, are you one of those?
I get a little crazy with my food.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But I'm like, food is medicine, and then now I'm like, can I have that prosciutto and tomato in a gas station?
So you're not like vegan or no. But you're just like you do more
I try
organic.
to be more health conscious.
Yeah.
But I walked in there and I was like, I didn't even know which one I wanted. That's how many of them look so good and fresh and there was like a line, like people were ordering. It was like a deli, like in Arthur Avenue, but you were in a gas station.
Oh my God!
And the sandwiches.
Dude, I'm getting hungry right now.
I mean, we need to see Paul Virzi in a gas station. And the way you just got about Chinese food, which that better be your next clip. You could do a whole series of Paul Virzi in gas stations because it would be.
Oh, dude, I would if I bit a prosciutto and mozzarella in a gas station. It was good. My reaction alone would go. My reaction alone. I actually wanted to do a video series where it was called First Bite, and just everything you just see the reaction after one bite, and it's 15 seconds.
I love
and then
that.
you just cut it. It's just 15 seconds. You bite it, and then you just cut it. Jig, can I ask you for a favor? Sure. Is there a way to Google the percentage of vegetables in a Chinese?
We haven't moved on from that, folks. If you're just tuning in.
I'm telling you, man, it is a scam. Me and DeRosa argued, and of course he won because I said Indian over Chinese, and no one's going to go with that. But I am telling you, that beef and broccoli and shit, there's got to be somebody has had to think of this. There's got to be like the ratio of... and it's not even about the money. No. This has nothing.
We're not doubting that.
It has nothing to do with the money. I'm just thinking there has to be.
Oh, dude, there's a Harvard study.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh,
you motherfucker.
I was like, I stand corrected.
But is there anything?
It's a tough Google. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, that would have been great.
This is your moment.
I got so
This is your bread and milk. Is your carrot and rice.
When he said there's a Harvard study, I almost just pushed the mic and walked away.
This is it.
Oh,
this is your bread and milk. You've heard it here when you go viral. I'm your new feature.
Okay. He goes, there's a Harvard study. I was like, I'll just rip this down, end the show. I'm gonna, you know what? I'll find it. I will find somebody that at least complained about it because, listen, you get some more generous places than others, but it's a lot of. They just pack it up with shit. Done a lot of studies on.
You've gone to different you've scouted locations.
I got to a point where after having Chinese food with my family, after a certain time, I actually got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm hungry too quick. And this just doesn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And I never got like that with Japanese food. Mm-hmm. I never got with that with Japanese food. Even Mexican food, if you have like a quesadilla or a taco, you get full and you're good. It's very weird to me that you're going to load it up with that and not get full.
You know what's so right about you saying that? When I think about like hibachi-san, that it's all protein. They give you the soup, the salad, but the rice is this big compared to your meat, which is like...
Hibachi is a different story, right? Mm-hmm. Hibachi is a different story. You get a lot more. It's a lot fresher. Yeah. It's right there. Mm-hmm.
Japanese.
I know people have to be hungry by the end of this.
I'm starving right now.
Did you eat?
I'm gonna be eating after.
Yeah, I should have. Next time I have you on, we'll get prosciutto and mozzarella sandwiches.
That's what I should have brought.
I know, but we'll bring gas station. Yeah. They got prosciutto wrapped in the.
I'm telling you, when you go to Italy, you need to go to a gas station and get a sandwich.
So where have
any gas station?
So have you been to? What other countries have you been to?
I've done quite a few: Croatia, Greece, Italy.
Wow.
Africa.
How was Croatia?
Tanzania.
How was Croatia? Good?
Amazing.
Really?
Also, some of the best food I ever ate in my life.
Really?
Which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, like, Albanians and Italians and that,
It's very
Eastern
close.
European, very close.
I heard that the Albanian-Italian connection, we have a lot of Albanians in our neighborhood. Where'd you go in Africa?
Tanzania.
That's it?
I went to safari. I mean, I went on Serengeti.
Whoa.
I also, yeah.
How was that?
Incredible.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I ate nothing. Talk about not eating food. I survived on red wine, bananas, and peanut butter.
You're like, dude, get me to a gas station in Sicily.
Get me to a gas station in Italy.
So wait a minute, you got to talk to me about this because just the idea of an Italian from the Bronx in a safari in Africa is a very funny thing to me. So were you like, and is this talking like, are you talking like lions walking up or no?
Like complete, yeah,
no,
yeah, 100%.
Really?
Like, there was one night I was sleeping in a tent and I heard cars going vroom vroom vroom, like. So the next morning I woke up, I said, was somebody having car trouble? I'm a kid from the Bronx. I'm like, oh, they were starting somebody's car. Their car must have went out.
She's in Africa going, does somebody need to jump? What's
like,
going on?
We don't
have jumper cables.
They were like,
there's
no.
a fucking giraffe next to you.
I'm like, there wasn't. The elephant walked in my bathroom. I'm like, there wasn't car trouble? And I go, I heard the room. He goes, no, we scared the animals away from the tents. I was like,
whoa.
What?
That's wild.
They were like, that's why no candy in the tent, no food. And I'm like, I'm not worried about my Snickers bar, dude. I'm worried that I'm the food.
Holy shit. So that scares me that like your safety is based on a tour guide that's probably tired himself.
I mean, I did it on a budget, so I'm sure I could. There's super high-end ways to do it. It was like 11, 12 years ago when I did it.
Dude, the thought of like hungry Italians from the Bronx, just like after, because I would see the monkeys jump in, I'd see that lion, I'd be psyched, and then I'd be like, all right, dude, are there snacks? Like, what's...
You had to bring your... I mean, they would give us these lunches. I would eat all the fruit. I would eat all the peanut butter.
Now, when you do the safari, you don't see any, like, animals eating any... Like, you don't...
I almost saw kill. I saw wildebeest and a lion go... No, I saw a face-off, but there was no kill.
Whoa, lion, wildebeest? Was that nuts?
It was pretty intense, because, like, you're seeing, like...
Male lion or female? Like, was it...
It was a female lion.
And she was about to get...
She was going to get the wildebeest. It was like a face-off. It was like...
Everyone got their phones?
Everybody had their phones out.
Oh, shit, dude. That would be something cool to see.
It was definitely cool.
It was intense, right?
Yeah, and I was there for a while. It was like one of my favorite trips I ever did. But definitely different than how I do Europe. Was
there any, not to geek out on this, but I'm fascinated with shit like this. What animal did you see up close and personal that you just, didn't think it would take you, like it was just like stunning to the point where you were just like, I can't believe, was there something that really took you back as far as seeing it that close to you?
I loved looking at the giraffes.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty, but there was a lion, like literally. Here's the thing, they're unfazed by you. You're not necessarily in the food chain or in their direct, like...
Until unless
line of fire. I wasn't going here, kitty, but like I definitely, they like look at you and they're like, and that's how I realized it, because then the lion saw wildebeest and it was like immediate, like it was an instinctual.
So it saw humans just like, okay.
Yeah, face off. But the elephants, I have to say, an elephant, I wasn't kidding, an elephant, like we were at this like place where we stopped for a bathroom and there was like elephants walking like. Well,
I have a thing with elephants.
It was magnificent.
If I stare at an elephant too long, I have a panic attack.
Okay, well, you shouldn't do. Dude,
an elephant. You ever stared at an elephant, dude? An elephant freaks me the fuck out. When I look at an elephant for a long time, it's got to be the freakiest looking animal I've ever seen in my life.
I would love to see an elephant eating Chinese food and then and show that to Paul. We can get. Do we have any images of that?
Dude,
can you find an elephant eating Chinese food?
If you. Oh, dude, he psyched me out. I was like, I knew it. No, dude, I stared at like an elephant's nose almost touching the ground and its ears and the way it walks. It's got like a, you know what else freaks me out too? It's not freaks me out, but like a rhinoceros. How is that not a dinosaur? It looks, a rhinoceros looks like a dinosaur, doesn't it? It's got a horn, and it's like a small dinosaur.
The most dangerous animals in the whole
jungle.
Yeah, is the hippopotamus. Tom knew it.
Wait, they're nasty, right? Oh,
they kill the most people on safari because you underestimate them, and they're in that water like that, and they're ground
and they go
level.
Fast don't they swim fast in the water?
Fast, and they can devour you in a bite. So the hippo is really the most dangerous.
Wait a minute, but is there like that's like a yearly statistic?
Harvard study on.
Is there a Harvard study on how many hippo kills there are?
Princeton said
they kill people on safaris.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
dude.
if you're not, yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah, like I'll be honest with you. I think if I did a safari, it would be like can you do it for one day, or is this like a? No.
I mean, maybe. I doubt it. I want to do South Africa.
What do you got?
Hippos kill 500 people a year.
No
Yes,
way.
I'm telling
What?
you. Yep.
Dude, 500?
They're the most right?
Dude,
Yeah,
that's a legit.
lot. Yeah, it's a big. I'm sure locals too. They get, but the locals were like, do not. That's the most dangerous animal we have here. Don't.
That's more than like a plane crash. Like think about
Yeah.
that.
That's just in Africa, too.
Yeah.
500
Right.
humans a year? Yeah, dude.
Big dolphins.
That's like, yeah, for me, it's like I think I can do the safari for a little bit.
Believe it or not, it's so majestic and it's such an experience. And if done right, you can do it.
You were with your
could do it for
husband?
2 weeks. No, I was young when I did it.
Oh, okay.
I was single.
Oh, you were just
went-
out in Africa.
I went. Well, I did. Like I did a volunteer program out there.
You're one of those.
I was at the time I was working for the Yankees.
Oh, okay.
Nice hat. And
Are you a Yankee fan? Yeah.
Well, I
you-
worked for them for for
Okay, I could tell you got a bad taste in your mouth.
No,
Something
no,
happened.
no. I
She
did
goes,
all
"Well, I
the
worked with
in-house.
them."
No, but
Yeah.
I'm from the Bronx and I worked there. I mean, you
That's
can't get
good, yeah.
more New
Yeah.
York Yankee affiliated doing stand-up comedy than that. But I would host every game. So if you came to the stadium between 2009 and 2012, there I was on screen, like, welcome to Yankee Stadium. Today we have blah, blah, blah.
Really?
I did off-field interviews with the players. Like, we'd go cooking or we'd go fishing or we would do. So I did, like, that kind of stuff, too, like, for content for them.
Did you go on a date with Derek Jeter or not?
No, I have no signed baseball in my house. I think that was what they.
Because he gave the baskets.
Yeah, so supposedly, I don't believe that, but supposedly girls got signed baseballs. It was like
I think there was a thing where he would like if you had like one night stands or whatever, he would like you'd have to sign something, put your phone away, and then he gave a nice little gift basket with a baseball.
Right, with a signed
and,
baseball. Or
kids
something.
got class. Listen, the kids got
pride, pinstripes, and professionalism here. So
He's like, listen, sweetheart, we're not going to take this any further, but you got to sign bat in there.
so I had done a program, and where the Yankees had sponsored like all school supplies for a school that I would go to work in, and we would
that's nice.
It was like a primary school orphanage. It was my idea, and they kind of backed it.
They were like, what is Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny doing in Africa right now?
Like,
right? That's like the
Imagine
I love that movie.
Imagine you're There's the Dia. There's the Dia. Imagine you're Dia.
I seen them with Joe Pesci. That's great.
No, it was a fish out of water
You must have been a fish out of water,
dude. It was a fish out of water experience, especially because of my palate. Like, I am very simple with that stuff. I found Australians that had opened up a gelato place in Arusha. I would go there like every night and just eat gelato and wine. I lived off of gelato, wine, peanut butter, and bananas.
Dude, you probably confused
happen.
the animals when you got there. Like, you showed up and giraffes were like,
what is this accent?
That does
this
not look
accent
like the
does
local.
not carry. Oh my God. No, on my way to one of the orphanage, they used to call white people Mazungas, and I would go deep into the village.
Wait, they call white people what?
Mazungas, I believe was the term.
Mazungas.
And this is a real story. And I was walking to the primary school.
Crazy Mazunga.
Like, this is what I had to do. I lived in a volunteer house. I brought friends with me. It was the most amazing experience because I was young and I was able to do it. Like,
right.
And they gave me the directions on how I had to get to this place, which now you're in Arusha, which is like, this is the city, right? Like, this is the city of Tanzania. So it's like, like you're in New York. This is Arusha. And it was like, there were 2 stoplights in the whole city. Like, one supermarket.
Oh my God.
Every store was like, they were super liberal. It was like Barack Obama's luggage store, Hillary Clinton's hair salon. Like, they had named everything after us. Like, everything you see, you do see, like, like there was a guy in the supermarket. It was like Ariana's Sweet 16 on the t-shirt. Like, from probably donations. Like, you knew he wasn't at Ariana's Sweet 16.
That's so funny.
Russo's on the Bay.
Buffalo Bills Super Bowl t-shirts.
It's true.
All the teams that lost.
All the teams that lost, they have all the merch there. That was stereotypically true.
You know what I was thinking about that? Somebody on those teams that lost should just move to Africa and live like an ex-champion. I was on that team.
They said, this is what you have to do. And I loved it. It was an incredible experience. But they said, you're going to take the bus. The bus was like a minivan that on a good day could fit 12 of us. Maybe on a good day there was like 23 and a goat. Like, this was who was getting on this minivan with us.
Right.
And my stop was Two Tires. That was the name of my stop because there just happened to be two tires in the road.
Oh wow! Okay.
Where they would let me off, so I'd be.
So that's how they distinguished the destination.
And then from the Two Tires, I had to walk like a mile to the primary.
Stop 3, zebra corpse.
100%. And I'll never forget. We were walking, and they had like these almost like what do you call when you go to the bathroom outside? I never use them. Porta potties. They had like a few of those in the middle of like the road there, which was crazy because
how Italian are you? What do they call those things?
Yeah,
you go, I don't do that. I never use that.
I don't do that. I will pee in my car before I use a porta potty. But a kid came out and he saw me and I was with, and he was like banging on the other porta potty like Mazonga, I think, and this other kid came out with no pants, just came straight naked just to see us because we were so foreign for that particular part of Africa we were in.
Aliens out here.
And he just came in, pants dropped to the knees, and I was like, I definitely stood out.
Oh my God!
There were a lot of volunteers. It was not, I was in the volunteer house. I definitely didn't stand out.
Dude, they should do My Cousin Vinny too, just in Africa. Just Tara's in Africa.
Imagine you're a lion.
And you see a zebra. That's so great, man. So what dates do you have? This was so great. And guys, seriously, no, of course, I want everybody to, if you're listening to the show, if you're a fan of the show, thank you so much. Please rate and review the Virzi Effect. It keeps moving up. I want to thank all of my listeners. By the way, I want to thank everybody who came out to Texas, Houston, and Dallas at the Improv. Was amazing. Please follow and watch everything that Tara's doing, because when I tell you she's hustling, she's working, she's getting better and better, and she's a real one. Otherwise, just wouldn't be on the show, and you guys know that. So please, what do you want to plug? What do you have going out on? You have a website with all the dates?
Everything is Tara Jokes. All my social, my website, Tara Jokes, because people can't say Cannistraci, so I have to keep it to Tara Jokes.
So Tara Jokes across the board.
Across the board.
And okay, and you're traveling, you're opening for people.
Right now. I'll be in Long Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. Everything pretty local here for right now, and then I'll be in Houston in September.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. And I'll be in France trying out that food from August 27th to September 7th.
Yeah. Yes.
Reporting back on gas stations there for Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, get some gas station food in Paris. I'm actually, if I'm going to Sicily, and I got to reach out to you and let you know if I get that sandwich, because I'm going to get that sandwich.
No, anywhere, it's going to be amazing.
Put it this way, there's no way I'm not getting that sandwich when I go to Sicily.
No, you're getting it. I'm telling you, you're doing it.
I can't wait. All right, guys, I will be, where am I going? Oh, July 22nd, guys. I just got this added. The first leg of my tour we thought was done, but we just got one added. We're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, July 22nd and 23rd at CB Live. I'm doing 2 shows Saturday and 1 Sunday. So a quick in and out. 2 days, 3 shows. Get tickets to that. I'm also going to Philly in October. I'm going to San Diego in October. I'm going to, where am I going? In November, I believe I'm going to Hartford. I'm going to Albany, and we have more dates, so go to paulvirzi.com. Continue to check out the Bone to Pick podcast with Bobby Kelly, Anything Better with Bill Burr, and of course, the Virzi Effect here. I got a big announcement coming up for New Year's Eve, guys. If you are in the tri-state area, New York City, I am going to be doing a great show. I cannot wait to announce this, but normally I don't perform on New Year's, okay? New Year's Eve, I stay home with my wife and kids, watch the ball drop, listen to some music, go to bed. But I was like, you know what? We're going to do something special. I'm going to do it in New York City. I'm not performing anywhere else in New York until I do this. So keep the date open. The announcement is coming soon. And I'm going to be making an announcement on my next special, which I'm going to be doing sooner than I thought because I'm ahead of schedule. So I'm going to let you guys know about that. And obviously check out Nocturnal Admissions, which is still streaming on Netflix right now. Guys, this has been the Virzi Effect. I want to thank my amazing guest, Tara.
Thank you.
Cannistraci. Go to Tara Jokes, and I will see you guys next week.